Today, on Running to Him.
Through God's Spirit, Hosea addresses a problem with Israel. They, as a country, are liars, self-seekers, and thieves. Today's reading is Hosea chapter 7, and we will concentrate on verses 1 through 3. Hosea 7, 1 through 3 says, "When I would heal Israel, the iniquity of Ephraim is uncovered, and the evil deeds of Samaria, for they deal falsely. The thief enters in, bandits raid outside, and they do not consider in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their deeds are all around them. They are before my face. With their wickedness they make the king glad, and the princes with their lies." Now we sometimes tend to look at others and view their lives with piercing commentary about who they are, all the while neglecting to look at the sin in our lives. We as American citizens have a right to criticize our government and to seek to change it through the political process outlined in the Constitution. This is our right given to us by God through the founders of this country. We as Christians also have the rights given to us through our relationship with God through Christ to criticize and seek to change heresy and false teaching in our local church, up to and including the denominational headquarters, if we are members of a denomination. So we should have a duty to call out that which goes against God's revelation. And when politics and the church meet, we have an obligation to speak out about that as well. However, there is a difference between something purely political, for example, where to place a stop sign, how to handle disaster, setting up basic governmental structures, and something which has to do with a moral component such as punishing criminal acts or preventing immoral medical procedures. We can respond to the purely political without overtly bringing in our Christian morality. But when the political crosses over to the moral behavior, it is our responsibility to speak out and to try and influence or correct that behavior. Hosea addresses Ephraim, a picture of Israel as a whole, pointing out their heresy and their immorality. Ephraim is failing in two areas, the first in allowing immorality, and the second is in fooling themselves, thinking God doesn't see their actions. The United States is not a theocracy, meaning we have a government of political powers, not led by God. But that doesn't mean that we as people cannot recognize and call out the actions of our leaders, remembering that God sees what's happening. Our leaders are leading us down a primrose path. We are headed for destruction if we, as a nation, and as Christians, don't sound the alarm and seek to put the brakes on to our progress toward that destruction. The politicians' decisions lead to the destruction of the family structure by removing the parents' responsibility of raising their children. The state desires to take over and teach them something alternate to the Judeo-Christian lifestyle. Leaders in some denominations are helping the government's cause by neglecting biblical teaching and instead teaching of Satan's programs of disregarding the things of God. When we as Christians deny the reality of sin and place political thoughts about what we know is true, Hosea is also speaking to us. Now is the time for us to stand in our faith. By law, we are responsible for allowing others free speech as they must allow ours. But our faith will be tested, and some will fall into the wayside and give up responsibility, replacing it with theological heresy. We as Christians must look to the Scriptures and historical Christian doctrines and depend on them if we're going to survive in the near future.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.